Stop lying. Stop acting. You all never went to space. Follow Jesus. God's watching you all. Stop lying to the public. Your psyop isn't working on millions of us. NASA's a joke. Repent before God, y'all. I see through your lies. I know you never went to space.
Thank you, sir.
God's watching you all.
That's enough.
Antarctica, in our model, is the shoreline that surrounds the world oceans. So after Admiral Byrd flew out there, he said he went beyond the South Pole and he found land bigger than the United States that no human has ever set foot upon.
Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this Earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole on the other side of the South Pole from Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous
So
challenge.
there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world. The South Pole, the center of a plateau, 10,000 feet high. The North Polar Sea is surrounded by continents that are slightly frozen. The Antarctic continent is surrounded by a belt of ice, frozen seas of at least 1,200 miles thick. Now, the South is a plateau. It gets, in some places, 14,000 feet up.
This is Admiral Byrd, a U.S. admiral that did this huge Project High Jump, it was called, High Jump, High Land. And from where he came from, past the South Pole, would put him in between Australia and South Africa. I think somebody would have seen land bigger than the United States over there. But what if he was just going out beyond Antarctica? What if there's more land out there? So as soon as he did that, he went on a news show and he mentioned that. And 6 months later, he died in his sleep. So if you want to go to Antarctica, it costs you a fortune, but they'll take you to, that little tip that sticks off the bottom. And there's two little islands out there, Rothschild Island and Deception Island.
This 1688 map shows it. I found it, and I've been looking for this. I found Magog and Gog. And it's all located in Tartaria. As you can see right there, Grand Tartary. And I'll even move a little bit, put it right in the center, and we'll see Mongol at Magog, and then below it shows Igog El Gog. So you have Gog and Magog right there, all in Grand Tartary. Really, really cool map here. And this is only a portion of it. There are so many interesting parts of this map. But I rarely find maps that will even show Magog or Gog on them. And then we have the Sea of Tartary, Sea of Moscow. Let's just go ahead and go around. Oh, I also thought this was really cool. Look at this. In the corner, they kind of show how they put their maps together. And this shows all the signs and symbols of going around. And they have one of these in each of the four corners, so we'll kind of go out and I'll let you see the map itself too. You can see into the areas if you want to pause and look to see if you find something you like. Comment if you have any questions or thoughts. There's the middle right there showing the moon and its stages. Super cool. And then in the corner over here, it looks like they are showing numbers all the way around. That's really cool too as they count down everything. Interesting. We're going to zoom in on that. Sorry. So that looks like the North Pole and 4 different areas of land there. Let me see what I think of that. That's pretty cool. That's always a mysterious one. Terra de Isio. And then California again showing as an island. The Red Sea right next to it. Always interesting. Got our Florida and everything else going through here. South America as always. Paraguay. Then you go down through here at the bottom and it has another one showing here. Sorry, it's too blurry to really make it out, but they're pretty cool. I wish I knew what all the wording said around this map. And there they show all 3. that they did this with. I think that one was on right there, so you can straighten it out. Let me kind of show this whole thing to run here. And this is the last one. I don't know. Thought these were all really cool. Thought this map was really, really interesting, especially the fact that I was able to find these cities. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like, follow, and share. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
The buildings that shouldn't be here, the tunnels that weren't supposed to exist, the architects who might never have lived. Springfield, Illinois, a city most people drive through without looking twice. But if you stop, if you really look, you'll notice something that doesn't make sense. Right in the heart of the city stands the Illinois State Capitol building, a massive dome of cast iron and limestone, 361 feet tall, taller than the Statue of Liberty, weighing more than 8 million pounds. They tell us it was built between 1868 and 1888 by hand, with no cranes, no electricity, just ropes, horses, and a lot of determination. But there's a problem. There are no verified construction photos. None. You can find portraits of the politicians and photos of men posing after it's done, but not one image showing the dome being assembled. The archives talk about budget delays and winter setbacks, but somehow every column aligns perfectly. Every arch mirrors the next with millimeter precision. Each limestone block was quarried in Joliet, carried nearly 100 miles by rail before rail cranes even existed. And yet, no record of how they lifted the 80-ton dome sections. Even the cost doesn't fit the era. $4.5 million in 1880s money. That's roughly $150 million today, during a time when a mason earned $1.50 a day. So you tell me, did a handful of men in the 1870s really build something that our modern engineers still call impossible without steel? Or did they inherit it, a structure from an older world dressed up with a new story, a new flag, a new date carved on the cornerstone? They say it was built, but it looks more like it was found.
It's getting harder and harder for me to not believe that Rome actually took over the world. If you look throughout every continent, we have the remnants of Greco-Roman structures like the US Capitol building, and these are found all over the globe, not just in America. In the Middle East, we have the Baalbek temples of Lebanon. South America, we have the Palace of Argentine National Congress, Buenos Aires. In Africa, we have the Union Building, the Petroria. And in Asia, we have the National Diet Building, Tokyo. We have the Bund in Shanghai. And then, like I said, the U.S. State Capitol Building in Washington, D.C. All of them share the same exact Greco-Roman structure. What I truly believe is that Rome took over the world. They never fell. This was a psyop to make people think that they did not have complete control. What happened was Rome morphed into the Holy Roman Church. It was a new empire cloaked in robes instead of armor, and the power shifted from Caesar to the Pope. What Rome realized was religion was the true power. It governed the soul, not just the body. It created internal obedience. People policed themselves out of fear of going to hell or hoping to go to heaven. Rome realized God on a throne is stronger than a man on one. Rome saw that religion could succeed where armies failed. If you can control someone's religion, someone's belief system, you don't need to conquer their land. They will give it, pay for it, and defend it in the name of salvation. And this is how they hid from everyone that they took over the world, by then controlling it underground from the church. And just in case anyone's like, oh, that's a little far-fetched, do you know where the very first one of those 13 bloodlines came from? The popes. The family called the Orsinis. You can look it up for yourself. Peace and love, y'all. Yeah.
Look at this Hilton Hotel family and look at the other buildings over here. Total different design, right? But look at the cathedral over here. Let's get to the cathedral because there is something that I need to show you. Come on, let's go. Look over there and look how huge it is, family. And they are power stations, family. Look at the antennas everywhere. Antenna, antenna. Again, dome antenna. And again, the same design as the previous one. Giant doors, cymatics, and the antenna. The antenna is for the power. Cymatic is for regeneration. The doors are entrances to the portal. Let's go to the other side. So we are at the main entrance of the cathedral. Let's walk towards it because I want to show you something. One thing that caught my attention is that look at the hair of all those statues. Look at the baby hair. You see the baby hair? Let's zoom a little bit closer and look at all the statues. We can see that they represent nations from around the world. Look at this. And again, the giant doors. Look how huge it is. Look how huge these doors are, fam. However, these are not metal, it's wood, so these are new. This is not part of the original construction. Let's continue walking because I want to show you something. So this was not only a power station, but it used to be a hospital, the ancient regeneration centers. Let me show you something. And again, we are standing in front of a huge entrance with giant doors. So again, we find the eroded copper over here. You see? All of them eroded. Why is there so many copper used for the cathedral? Because it's a power station. And again, we see the cathode and anode over there, plus and minus. Family, you better wake up. It's time to wake up. Go get the book right now.
This is a little neon bulb. Neon? It's just a little neon bulb. And I will say, when you light this up, it is orange as can be. And there's a copper twirled around us. So if you look at the top of that, I don't know if you can see that, if I kind of try to move it around as well. But there's copper in a coil around that. And these are neon bulbs. But when you light this up, it looks exactly like the sun. So if you see back in the 1900s, they started to understand that they could mimic the sun. They could mimic these things and they could bring bulbs into the house, which are very healing. Somebody just said neon bulb, orange, copper intertwined. Yes, that's what this is. And these little bulbs, and you can put these in your room. And it's like you have a little sun in your room. And this is the thing, is this is what we're supposed to bring into our house. The old-fashioned bulbs, the incandescents, the Edison bulbs, you know, all these original bulbs. This is what heals people. These LEDs and this stuff this is what's causing people to have headaches, migraines. You know, they're like, I can't figure it out. Well, your screen is blinding you. Your TV is blinding you. Your computers, all these things, they got LEDs, all this stuff in here. And people don't realize that even with when it gets into lights, we used to have in the screens were LCD. So liquid crystal display.